Hello guys, welcome to another video. This one should be a good video. We are going to talk about, we are going to be on the ASA, ASDM, and we are going to go over connection profile versus the group policies and how they actually work. So in, let's go ahead and go to my ASDM. I have it right here. Let's go ahead and refresh it because I configured something. So over here in the ASDM, the way that you can go to configure a remote SSL VPN is by going to configuration, remote access VPN, and here's everything. So the first thing that we need to configure whenever we configure a SSL clientless VPN is going to be a connection profile. And what is a connection profile, guys? Well, a connection profile are the pre-login policies, basically, and they're also called tunnel groups. And it is basically like is going to um, how the user is going to authenticate, um, which URL the user is going to use to connect to the SSL clientless VPN access. Um, so all of that. So like I said, the connection profiles are the pre-login policies, like how to authenticate, how long the password needs to be, the URL, the custom URL that the user is going to have to access, and all that good stuff. And also, how is the user going to authenticate? Is it going to be using a triple A server? Is it going to be using LDAP? Is it going to be using local users? You know, that also goes into the connection profiles because it is a pre-login policies. And then we have um, the other part, which is group policies. Well, group policies are the post login policies, which are permissions that the user have in that group policy, authorization, what you have access to, restriction, what we don't have access to, and these are applied after login. You could also, um, to those group policies, you can either add bookmarks, protocols like SSH, HTTPS. So you can configure a lot of stuff. If we can even look at it. If you're going to add one, you can see that there's other options that you can add to the group policies. So also what tunnel protocol is that group of people in this group policy is going to have access to. So um, this is post um, post login policies. Web ACL, like which ACL we're going to be using to allow him, the access hours that this user is allowed to get in, how many simultaneous logins is the user or the users are allowed to have. Do you want to restrict VLAN, connection profile lock, if you want to do a maximum connection time? All of that good stuff is in here. And also you can add stuff from the portal as well. So group policies, you can add a bookmark list, URL entry, file access control. If you want to control that over here, you can control your smart tunnel, which I'm going to make another video about smart tunnel and plugins. So, and there's even more options, like you have session settings, login settings, customization. So you have all of that um, stuff that you can do from the group policy. And this is post login policies. So the group policy is post login policies, and connection profiles are pre login policies. So the connection profiles are before the login, um, and group policies are after the user logs in. And there are a couple of connection profiles default policies over here. We have the default RA group policy, and this is for remote access, as it says right here, default RA for group remote access group. So this connection profile is the default for remote access VPN. This one over here is the default for WebVPN. So for SSL VPN, for clientless SSL VPN, this is the default web VPN group. That's what it's called. That's the default policy. And what happens is when for this group for these default policies, and you can see that the group policy there's a default as well, which is for this default group policy is attached to these two connection profile policies. So if you go into this default remote access group, you can see that everything is pre-configured already. You're able to edit it, but you cannot remove it. And you can see that the default group policy right here is the default group policy, and it has enabled the client SSL VPN and all that good stuff. You can see that we have also a default web VPN, and it has the default group policy as well attached to it. And this enable clientless SSL VPN protocol as well for these users that are in here. So if you want to, I mean, you don't have to really. Let's see if we are able to actually connect. Let's go into my Windows device over here, so we can keep talking about this pre-login policies and post-login policies. So let's go into my Windows device that I have over here. Let me see what's my IP address. I don't think it has the correct IP address. It needs to be 192.168.1.2. Like I said, it doesn't have the correct IP address, 168.1.2, and then the default gateway 168.1.1. The first step that I always do is before I connect, I want to verify that that I'm able to reach 20.1.1.1. I'm able to do that. So let's go ahead and go into the browser and see if we are able to go into 20.1.1.1. Oops. 20.1.1.1. Actually, let's put HTTPS. Go and start the page. Oops, let's go back. Details. Going to the page anyways. It's not secure, just go to the page. And there we go. So we are able to get into this SSL VPN, and that's thanks to the default connection profiles that we have over here. That one VPN profile has the, um, since it has the default group policies, so the connection profiles, like I said, is um, the pre-login policies. And you can see since we have a default right here, and we cannot delete it, but we can edit it. So there's a default web policy. And if we go into the group policies, we have the default group policy as well. So let's go over here into connection profile. So let's go ahead and see who has access to this and see if we are able to log in. And you can see that the login policy is using AAA. Oh, it's not using AAA, it's using local. The local it's using AAA, but it's using the local one. So let's see if we are able to log in with one of the users. Let's go into local users. Let's see if I'm able to log in with this user. I think it froze. Let's give it 1 second. There we go. See if we're able to log in. I believe my password is Cisco. And there we go. So I'm able to log in over here. Um, and and this is due to because we have a default group policy. And that's why it is good for you to edit this group policy if that's the only policy that you have. You can edit and just like remove the access to anybody. And you can see right here we have access to any connect and some web applications, but we don't have any bookmarks. So if we want to edit what's in here, right? You need to go into the group policy because this is post login. So this is after you log in. So we need to go ahead and edit the group policy. So let's go ahead and edit the default group policy. You can create a banner. Welcome to default group policy. Let's go ahead and press OK. Save it. And all we have to do over here is refresh it. Refresh. Okay, it doesn't show it. We're probably gonna have to log out and then log back in. And here we go. Welcome to default group policy. I spelled default incorrectly, but that's fine. There we go. It gives you the banner. Welcome to that. And also you can even um, do more options. And you can see that it gives you three. So you're able to simultaneously log in from three. You are able to have three connections. So if you go over here, if you go to this, go into the web page, you're able to log in 3 times. As you can see, so we still have that connection right here. Actually, it logged me out. So it looks like this simultaneously log in. It doesn't let me. That's because I do not have, probably because I don't have the um, SSA active. But you can see you can edit everything you want from this default group policy. Um, from over here, you can add bookmarks if you want to. So let's go ahead and manage that and just say book. Let's go ahead and add a new one. Let's call it bookmarks and add it. And let's go ahead and add a URL, which is going to be 172.16.1.2. Let's call it website 172.172.16.1.2. Okay, okay, okay. Apply it. And let's go ahead over here and go to, so it kicked me out. So let's go into Asker, Cisco, Asker, Cisco. So it's not letting me log in. So welcome. Did I not add that? Let's go ahead and go back, manage, add, bookmarks, add, web 172.16.1.2. And there we go. That's in there. Apply it. Was it saved? Yep, it was saved. Why is it not letting me log in? Let's go ahead and go into monitoring. And let's go ahead and go into VPN monitoring. And we see we don't have a session, well, an IPsec or remote access. Let's see if it's saying that we have a session right here. It is trying to see, parsing and displaying the latest monitoring. Come on. And it looks like we have 2 active and the peak concurrent is 2. That's because of my come on. This is because of the license that I have right now for this ASA. I don't have a license yet for the ASA. It looks like it froze. So let's leave it there. Sessions. Just say clientless. Refresh. And it's stuck on 97. log out all the sessions. Let's see if we're able to log in now. So there we go. Now we're able to log in, and that should give me, let's do a refresh. It looks like the monitoring is not working. It is a little bit too slow. Okay, so there you go. That's how you are able to configure group policies and all that good stuff. So now if we want to configure our own policy, what we could do is the first one that you want to add one is going to be for the connection profile. So let's go ahead and create a pre-login first, and then we create the post login, and then we attach a username to the group policy. So over here, let's just call it remote access policy policy. We're not going to have an alias. We are going to use a local DNS. Let's just leave it as default. And for the group policy, we want to add our own policy. So let's create this group policy. And there we go. Let's go ahead and click OK. No. Yes. So, and also we want to make sure that that we enable this default policy. Even if you want to disable the default group policy, you can go ahead and do that. So now, since we created this pre-login, let's go ahead and edit the post login, which is the group policy that we created inside the connection profile. So let's go ahead and go into group policies. This one over here, and the banner right now is set for inherit, and inherit means that it's going to take it from the default group policy, and the default group policy has a banner of welcome to default group policy. So if we leave it as inherit, that's what it's going to take. And also from over here, more post login configurations that you can do, but we are going to leave this, we are going to leave it like that. And let's see what else we can do. Login settings, we're going to leave the rest like that. So let's go ahead and make this a little bit bigger. And let's go ahead and apply it and save it. And now let's go ahead and just assign, and let's go ahead and assign a user to it. Let's go ahead and assign Oscar to it. Apply it, save it. So now let's go ahead and go into my Windows device, and let's go ahead and log out. And let's go ahead and log on with Oscar, password Cisco. So as you can see, it says welcome to default group policy because it is taking, like I said, it is taking this inherit banner from the default policy. So if we just go ahead and check this, and let's just go ahead and save it, apply it, save it, and we go back to my Windows device and we log out. Since it's not inheriting that banner from the default group policy, you can see it did not show it over here because it is not inherit. And we can just go ahead and customize it and say welcome to group policy. Okay, and apply it, save it. Windows device, let's go ahead and log out. Then we're going to log back in. And there we go. Now it says welcome to group policy. As you can see, it is not inheriting that those settings from default group policy. I created my own. Okay. So as you can see over here, let's go ahead and go into group policy and create a new post login policy. And a new post login policy that I want to set up. Let's see if we go into the portal. Let's go ahead and add a bookmarks. And we don't want to inherit. We want to have our own bookmarks. And right now it is not showing any. It is not showing any bookmarks for that user. So let's go ahead and select the bookmarks that we created earlier and apply it and save it. Go ahead to my Windows device, log out, log back in. And here we go. Now we have bookmarks over here, and we have this web um, that we um, that we just enable on that group policy. So now we have this website that we are able to go to. It is not configured yet. So what we could do, we can go ahead and add that IP address to that website. So if you go into ifconfig interface 0, 172.16.1.1.2 netmask 255.255.255.0 interface net mask route add default gateway 172.16.1.1. Okay, that's good. Now let's go ahead and go into my Windows device, and you can see right here it is unable to get into that. Let's go ahead and try it again, and we should be able to get to that website now that we configure that IP address. Or is it going to? It should do it. Unable to. I think I misconfigured that because it is saying 1.12. So let's go ahead and go into my ASDM group policy portal, and over here, let's go ahead and scroll to this side. Let's go ahead and say manage. Let's go ahead and edit. It says 12. It's supposed to say 1. Supposed to say that 2. There we go. Okay. Okay. Apply it. Let's go ahead and refresh it. Go ahead and go to that website now. And let's see if it was, it is still saying 12. So let's go ahead and log out. And then it's going to log back in. Password Cisco. There we go. Go into the bookmark. Let's go into the website. Come on, come on, come on. It is still saying 172.16.1.12. Why is that? Let's go ahead and manage it. Edit. Edit. 2. Okay. 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 Apply. Let's go ahead and go back. It looks like it is not saving it. Okay. That 1.2. Good. Go ahead into my Windows device and refresh it. Go ahead into that website, and there we go. So now we're able to reach out to that website. That's good. So what else can we do? Let's see if we are able to remove this. We only want this user to have access to only HTTP and none of the other ones. No FTP, no CIFS, and no HTTPS. So let's go ahead and go into the group policy. I believe that's where it is. And from this group policy, let's go into the portal right here. I believe smart single auto sign on to the server, file server entry. Let's go ahead and disable that, disable that, disable that as well. Let's go ahead and apply it and save it. Let's go ahead and refresh it. It's still saying that I have this. Let's go ahead and log out and log back in. And there you go. Now I remove FTP and also CIFS. Now let's go ahead and see if we are able to remove HTTPS because I don't want that user to have access to HTTPS. So what would that be? I'm not sure, but let's go ahead and do URL entry and let's remove the URL entry from over here. Let's go ahead and apply it. Refresh. Still over there. Log out and then log back in. And there we go. The URL entry, it is now gone. So what happens if we go into the group policy and then we say let's go into the portal and we want to inherit that bookmark list? What is it going to happen? Let's see. Let's go ahead and go into that website. Um, Refresh. Let's go ahead and log out and then just log back in. So if we inherit, it should take it from this group policy, and this default group policy, it does have bookmark and everything is enabled over here, but it seems like it is not inherent this for some reason. So inherit, oh, because it's only the bookmark list, it is inheriting. Let's go ahead and inherit the URL and inherit everything else. Apply it and save it. So if we inherit anything, it's going to inherit from the group policy because it is on top. So Steam refresh it. No, we're gonna have to log out and log back in. Just want to show you guys how the inherit works. And there you go. Now we have this bar and we have access to HTTPS, CIF, and FTP. And that's because we are inheriting those options, as you can see right here, from the default group policy. So if we go into default group policy and we want to disable all of this, we can do that from the group policy since this group policy that we created is taking all the post login policy from this default group policy over here. So now, if we let's go ahead and log out and log back in. I've done that like 100 times. It's good. There we go. Now it is gone. So even though you can see that my username Asker is applied to this post login policy or to this group policy, it is still if we need to edit it from the default group policy because it is being inherited from that default group policy. Okay, and that's how inherit works. All right, so looking good. Let's see what else we are able to do. Let's go ahead and go into connection profiles. Open this right here. And one other thing that you could do from the for the pre-login policies is that you can allow the user to select connection profile on the logon page. It cannot be enabled unless there is a connection alias. Let's go ahead and edit this. Alias, um, let's just call it group. Apply it. Let's go ahead and allow it. Apply it. Save it. Let's go ahead and log out. And we are going to now, you can see this drop down right here. So you can get it from a couple aliases. So if you want to, let's go ahead and enable this right here. Yes, enable it. Um, for the WebVPN, that's for the SSL right now. And if you go over here and we create an alias, we can just say this is default. Apply it, save it. So now let's go into my Windows device. Let's go ahead and refresh it. And now we just see that we have two group policies that we can use, either the default that I spelled it incorrectly again, or the group one. So those are pre-policies that you can have. And pre-policies, like I said, or pre-login policies are connection profiles, and post-login policies are group policies. Okay, so I will leave this set for this video, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoy um, this video, and hopefully you guys learned something from what's the difference between connection profiles and group policies. Connection profiles are pre-login policies, and group policies are post-login policies. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you guys enjoyed this video, why don't you guys go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Also, um, click this like button on this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, whatever you want, share it with anybody. And also go ahead and follow me on Twitter at CCNP. And if you don't have a Twitter account, go ahead and create one and then follow me, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one, guys. Bye bye. Love you.